birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Okay, very good. I'm going to be very brief up here. Just wanted to, first of all, say welcome to Wikimania London. It's hard to believe this is actually the 10th Wikimania. I still remember the first one, as to some of you. And so just imagine a world where, from its humble beginnings of just, I think, a couple hundred people in a youth hostel in Frankfurt, we come to Barbican with, 1,850 million, 2,000 people. It's amazing. But imagine a world as well where a bunch of geeks like us have built the 5th most popular website in the world. Even today, of course, people still talk about the mainstream media. When the number of readers of Wikipedia is dramatically higher than that of the most popular newspapers in the world. So it's a really amazing thing to think about what we have to offer, the quality of the content we offer, the passion that we pour into making it as good as we possibly can. And in an era when we're all assaulted with, I don't want to single out any one, but BuzzFeed headlines that force us to click by their ridiculousness, and distracted by trivia and so on, that we still see out there there's an enormous demand by the public, over 500 million people every month, who are there to take what we have to offer them. Something serious, something real, and something that's very, very meaningful, and something that we should all be very proud of. So a round of applause for all of us, please. So every year I have this tradition. We're going to go through the exercise right now. And first of all, I want to thank everyone who's come here. And I want you to stand up. If this is your first Wikimania. Successful the city as London, as much press coverage as you've managed to get to the conference. We have a lot of new people here. And that's really, really exciting. Oh, don't sit down, don't sit down. Now, everybody who's been to at least one Wikimania, which if you're in the room, that means you have to stand up. At least one, which is this one. And now, you can sit down in turns. How many have been to at least 2 Wikimanias? Okay, so all those first 2 people would sit down. So this is, these are the experienced people. If you're sitting in here, lost or something, ask anybody about the people. How many have been to at least 3? About at least 4. Okay. How many? Oh, it's
Change it to Windows!
How many people have been to 5?
5? 5.
Sorry, how many have been to at least 6? Now it's getting tough. 7? How many people is that many? So the old timers can really hang on. 8? And now finally, this is the 10th Wikimania. How many of us have been here for all 10 Wikimanias?
Melo.
11. All right. now
Live
we're
in
back
next
to
year.
serious business. Of course, many of you will see Wikipedia made some really important announcements yesterday. We did a big press conference that got an enormous amount of attention. We talked about our opposition to the current implementation of the so-called right to be forgotten here in Europe. This is something I think is really important as something that I think we should all be aware of. Two things. One, that encroachments on freedom of information, freedom of speech are all around us. Even in the freest countries in the world, there are always legal risks of bad policy coming out that will impact our work negatively. And two, we are really, really powerful. Let's not forget that. Oftentimes I hear activists in our movement talking about what can be done, and they're really thinking from a position of weakness. We have an enormous amount of power. We are very well respected. If we speak wisely, if we speak truthfully, we can have an influence on policy, and we should continue to do that. That was a great example on the web. So if you haven't taken a look at it, we just released our first transparency report detailing how we handle legal takedown notices and things like this. It's a really remarkable document for the simple reason. For me, one of the most interesting things about it, in it you see the comparison chart. We give in to very, very few of these requests, but what's probably more interesting is how few requests we actually get. And the reason for that is all the incredible work that all of you do. We don't allow all kinds of horrible things on our website to start with. We do a great job of releasing copyright violations, of respecting people's privacy, etc. And so the number of requests we get is actually surprisingly small compared to all the other major web properties, and I think that's a really incredible thing. And as an illustration of the amount of power we have, when we made this announcement, we got tons and tons of press coverage all around the world. And this press coverage introduced someone who I'll introduce in a moment. Someone to the world stage who's very, very important to our movement. The monkey selfie. Of course, but this is something I just wanted to show this because it's something that, as many of you know, I have a lot of concern about. We released something really important. We released a transparency report. We released a really strong statement about the right to be forgotten. And the media went completely crazy over a really trivial detail. I think that's actually disappointing. And something that I think, when I talk about the quality of information we put forward and the problems with the media today, this is the kind of thing I have in mind. I think it's a bit silly. I mean, it's a cute story, sure, why not? But I really wish that we had as much coverage and as much intense focus and as much good humor and sort of thoughtfulness as we've had on this sort of nonsense. So anyway, the real truth is our press conference was a huge success. We have a great new advocate in our movement. We have a great new leader of the Wikimedia Foundation. And I'm going to introduce her now.
Good evening.